Halloween.
I'm breaking down Brooklyn Nine-Nine, episode by episode. There's 99 things you missed in Season 2, Episode 4, Halloween 2.
Attention, boys and ghouls.
We start in the very decorated break room, as it is in fact Halloween. If you couldn't tell from the title and the fact this definitely came out in October, don't check, just trust me. It's all fairly standard spooky stuff, but this tape says beware where, meaning the break room must have an echo.
Every Halloween, I dress up in a maze, and you never get where I am.
Either there's a different detective at her desk, or Sydney Brown was so dedicated to her Halloween costume, she shaved her head and became half a foot taller.
You're gonna pick my costume.
Ah, come on.
Hitchcock is the only one not visibly put off by this, which I'm guessing was a result of their father-son bonding time last year.
Ms. Pac-Man's nipple.
No, that's brown.
This is the first mention of Boyle's, let's say, affinity for Miss Pac-Man. And after checking a certain website, I can confirm he isn't the only one that feels this way.
To be or not to be?
Not to be.
One of the reserved costumes they have hung up here looks to just be bacon. And this picnic flyer is sponsored by a few fictional businesses we see in the show, including Two Daughters Diner, which itself is a tribute to the showrunner's children.
Thank you.
You've also seen this basketball flyer before, but doing a little zoom and enhance action reveals a nod to the show's longtime transportation coordinator, Jesse Dutchover.
He-Man, Master of the Universe.
This reminds me a little too much of Pierce's Beastmaster Stume from Community.
I got it! Gay Robin Hood! Oh my gosh!
In a paper for the 1994 Robin Hood Conference, Professor Stephen Knight theorized his anti-authority characterization was actually symbolic of rejecting the strict heteronormative attitudes of the time. While he does later take interest in Maid Marian, Knight argues her addition serves to bolster his masculinity, with deeper companionship actually being found in his gaggle of merry men. I would elaborate further, but I know most of you are still wondering if I was joking about the Robin Hood Conference actually being a thing. It is, and it takes place in Nottingham.
Hey there, Captain. Just curious, do you happen to know what today is?
Holt's coffee actually has his name on it, which we could see better if it didn't disappear between cuts.
Well, based on the fact that yesterday was the birthday of legendary Dutch flautist Frans Blumheim.
It actually was. Although he is better known for his conducting and work with the recorder, which we see in a few episodes' time, Holt actually has a soft spot for. Sadly, Blumheim passed away just a few months prior to airing at age 79.
It's Halloween. Just say it's Halloween.
It's Halloween.
And what happened last Halloween?
You bet me that you could steal my Medal of Valor. Consequently, I was forced to do your paperwork for a week.
In a very out-of-character misstep, Holt misremembers the bet as 1 week of paperwork despite it only being for Halloween nights.
But now it's time for round 2 of our Halloween bet. I'll steal the watch right off your wrist.
Gina and Terry are talking in the background, which nicely sets up the B-plots.
Or we could just not do it at all this year.
I'll double the overtime. I'll triple it. I'll quadruple it. I will five-druple it. I'll five-druple the overtime.
The word Jake is looking for is quintuple.
Got his attention.
If you steal my watch by midnight, I will do your paperwork for a week.
This extra goes from the kitchen to walking in front of Holt between cuts.
If you fail, you will give me 5 weeks of overtime for free.
Holt's watch shows Jake awkwardly pauses for way longer than is shown.
Correct.
I'm doing a cost-benefit analysis in my head. The benefits outweigh the costs. We have reached an accord.
The decorations I mentioned earlier even extend to this cute little doormat for the break room.
Handing out these safety pumpkins to neighborhood kids is a cornerstone in community relations.
All items listed on the whiteboard could actually be seen in the wide shots.
And putting them together is a boring stone in testing my patience.
Unlike Jake's bullying one in the Jimmy Jabs, Amy actually has the correct flyer for the task at hand.
I have an urgent matter to attend to.
Okay, no problem.
Wendell plus Wendell equals Toodle!
A banger line from Gina that also kind of predicted adding dull as a suffix following the success of Wordle. After predicting the rise of Labubus in season 1, I'm really starting to question these coincidences.
What kind of urgent matter could Gina possibly have to attend to? She's already checked herself out in every reflective surface around the precinct.
We saw this used to distract her in Operation Broken Feather.
I was behind the door!
I love the squad's even split between indifferent annoyance and impressed surprise.
What's with the tux?
I decided to class up this year's event.
Eric Apple makes his 9/9 debut, directing his first of 4 episodes. Fittingly, he would also do likewise for New Girl and Kevin Hart's parodies of Die Hard,
I bought it off a disgraced magician, and it is chock full of scarves.
which were poorly concealed during Jake's prior finger-wagging.
You've all been given a specific role and a code name. Rosa, you're the dagger.
This nickname was notably attributed to Jerry M. Sage, who acted as a special force operator and spy during the Second World War. His 15 prison escape attempts and subsequent stints in solitary confinement before his actual escape inspired Steve McQueen's character in The Great Escape. It also saw him dubbed the Cooler King, and honestly, having 2 nicknames that cool is the kind of greed they talk about in the Bible.
Sarge, the hammer.
This could be a reference to fictional detective Mike Hammer, who's played by Jimmy Brogan's actor, Stacy Keach.
Amy, the hall monitor.
If you can believe it, this nickname doesn't have a cool story attached.
Yeah, suck it.
However, Boyle's choice of
The deuce.
is shared with a stretch of 42nd Street between 7th and 8th. Fittingly for Boyle's suggestive nature, it was a key area in New York's sex work boom of the 1970s, and as a result was the focus of a series starring James Franco and Maggie Gyllenhaal.
Dan McCreary, a.k.a. Fingers.
AKA Eric Fingers Martin, as seen in the credits. I'm guessing this was changed in homage to co-executive producer Laura McCreary, but this also implies he has several aliases, which is a fun detail for his character.
Fingers will remove the captain's watch.
His distinctive flat cap makes me believe he could actually be seen in the background of prior episodes, foreshadowing his arrival.
And replace it with this replica watch. Oh, that is a very dead dove.
For the second year in a row now, Jake's scheme has involved handling some particularly reluctant birds. This year's instance also doubles as a reference to Arrested Development, in a scene that has gained colloquial meaning in fanfiction circles to identify fics with especially taboo content.
How do you know he's any good?
Fingers.
That's our stuff.
My croissant.
Boyle's watch is at 1:45, in contrast to Terry's showing late afternoon and Rosa's sitting bang on 5 p.m.
But where's the smoked turkey?
Good to know that dove wasn't the only smoked bird of the episode, as now it's joined by this teleporting turkey.
Let's win this bet. I was wondering, perchance, if you would like to attend the opera with me this eve.
I'll pass, choosing instead to stay in my locked office with my watch.
Drawing this much attention to the watch is bold, considering it jumps ahead in the cuts.
I've decided to bring the opera to you.
This isn't an opera song, which I'm sure only pisses off Holt more.
Now, Hammer.
We get a much-awaited update to the squad's total damage that I introduced in Thanksgiving. Lo Truglio uploaded a full behind-the-scenes POV here, which unsurprisingly shows the breaking of the handle was done in a separate take. To make it shatter like this, I'm guessing they used a sugar glass replica.
It's time to drop a deuce.
The balls make Holt bounce. To avoid hitting Andre Braugher, they used a common stage combat technique, in which the recipient dodging informs when the strike should be thrown, or in this instance, when the drone strike should hit the stunt double.
Come on, Amy, not cool, that's a guy.
Peralta, that's enough!
Clearly this got to Jake, as it becomes his key phrase to do a Holt impression.
I just wanted somebody to check my son's candy.
This is later shown to happen on the ground floor, so to be 3 floors above that without being questioned should have aroused at least some suspicion. On top of this, what was his fake plan even meant to be? Flying a drone at Holt? My guess is he just worked them in purely because it would be cool, and that is perfect for his character.
On behalf of the 9-9, I apologize.
Fingers has grabbed the package.
Clark.
Detective Clark is clearly also here undercover to carry out a scheme.
Inspector Clark, Inspector Dave Clark, like the Dave Clark 5.
If you need anything, contact me.
Fingers replaces Holt's Movado Circus series with the Geneva Quartz, which was likely done due to the former being discontinued. He also attaches the watch facing outwards, despite Holt exclusively wearing it inwards until Boyle dropped the deuce just seconds prior. This was likely done to better display Apollo Robin's actual sleight of hand skills, as earlier they occurred off screen.
Game over.
That's one of the fake companies that sponsored the 9-9's picnic.
Hello there, Hank.
Bartender Hank has returned after being called Tommy last season.
I believe a man named McCreary left a package for me.
Yeah, it's here. Give me a sec.
Shaw's has a copy of the Healthy Eating Flyer, which has been going on for around a year now, despite apparently only lasting 8 weeks.
You punch your lips, make them more fulsome.
Don't touch my face.
Fine, but if you have dull lips, that's on you.
Boyle clearly likes this in a partner, as revealed following his recent breakup.
Kept describing them as ample.
So ample.
That's weird, it's just a note. Thanks for the watch.
Breaking news. There's been a terrible development.
Not now, Charles.
This was unsurprisingly a prop to avoid damaging an actual phone, but in fairness, I had this exact make of iPhone, and that little fucker was just This is just 6 minutes after their arrival at Schur's, which makes sense as they are on the same backlot. And they actually went to the effort of showing an extra repairing the handle.
Still have 2 hours to find Fingers and get Holt's watch back.
The bet ends at midnight, so Jake wasn't lying when he said he's bad at math. As well as this, the criteria was just to steal the watch, which he technically did, so if he really didn't care about upsetting Holt, he could have just called it a day here. This extra has stolen the horn helmet seen last episode with Scully, and also in the cold open atop the masked dummy.
We're in Canada by now. That country is one giant hiding place.
And a good one at that, as Genevieve moved there after their breakup, and she hasn't been seen or heard from since.
I kinda need you to be positive right now, okay?
Yes, sorry. Damn my mouth.
Damn Scully's too, as it's full of Halloween candy. At least I think so. I can't probably make it out, but it's a safe guess. Although knowing Scully, you know, that honestly could be anything.
If you'll excuse me, sir, I have to make urines in the toilet.
Okay, this might be one of my favorite line deliveries in the whole show.
Kevin is bringing dinner for me, and I don't think he'd appreciate this bet we made. This watch was given to me by his father.
Kevin's parents are later described as outwardly against their relationship, so this seems unlikely. And Boyle is in the background, not making urines in the toilet.
Oh, you know what?
The camera's focus briefly falls on Jake's badge, which is fittingly affixed to his cummerbund. Such attire would become a Such attire would be a key point in a later heist.
You can have the 10 minutes. Nope. Love you, bye. Boyle, something really funny.
I'm still tending to that urgent snack I was talking about earlier.
The tiny ninja Gina steals from teleports back behind her.
Which is what exactly? Fuck you, inquisitive little snack.
Gina's explanation uses 2 merged takes.
I've been practicing my dance moves.
For what I think is the 5th time now, the evidence room has completely changed layouts. And we get yet another dinosaur for some reason.
My dance troupe Floorgasm is performing tonight in the booth.
Gina!
The corkboard behind Terry is actually the same one first seen in Unsolvable and features Sam Bunson's apartments.
What the hell?
I can't help it if my life is
Then I suggest I kill you.
fine.
There's a notice on the whiteboard telling officers to redirect traffic to a non-existent intersection. Assuming this is a leftover from the last episode, it actually explains why the motorcade was so delayed. Jake's car has the same unregistered plate we saw in the bets.
Fingers wants us to meet him in that alley over there.
These shots were filmed on the Paramount backlot, just like Sal's and Vivian's apartments.
We go in hard and tough and take
$300.
I happen to not have any money on me, though. Charles, do you have any cash?
Jake still owes Rosa $200 after losing the Jimmy jabs, so this season appears to have his debt arc in full swing. And the cat vampire wolf poster behind them is very Gina core.
$120 and my lucky $2 bill that I found on my first day of kindergarten.
Even more Boyle lore, he truly cannot help himself.
Okay, so that's $2.
And I want your shoes.
Can I please have the watch now?
Jake has a pair of Jordans, which is an early indicator to his status as a sneakerhead. Not only are they color coordinated with his suit, but we also see he's matched his socks, which shows how much of a special occasion this has already become to him, because frankly, he would not do that shit regularly.
I put it in the glove compartment of your car. I didn't want to walk around with a stolen police captain's watch.
Check your car!
The tow truck moves back a bit between cuts.
No!
Check your park in front of a hydrant.
Even if he wasn't directly in front of it, New York regulations state a minimum distance of 15 feet from the hydrant, although apparently the curb should be marked to indicate this. It's also another feather in the cap of the 9-9's long-standing beef with the
Stupid fire department.
We're Tokyo drifting!
This is of course a reference to the Fast and Furious franchise, and this movie specifically shares a stunt coordinator with Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Charles, how come you're so much slower than a car?
The shopfront the Tokyo Drift Pass was home to both Gino's and the aforementioned Two Daughters Diner. Behind them is York Street Subway Station, which was notably mentioned by the Pilates pervert in Chocolate Milk. While the signage accurately shows it runs the F train, York Street's actual counterpart doesn't have a sidewalk entrance.
I'm just trying not to jostle you too much. You're the champagne of friends.
There's a stand for the New York Bystander, which is yet another fictional newspaper.
Shoeless cop coming through!
This extra just passed Jake.
Party bus! Get on board!
Not only does Jake put his hand directly in this bear's mouth, but he also clearly holds it there. There's a movie playing behind Jake that I couldn't find. I'm happy to say that mysteries like this are somewhat of a rarity now, but honestly, an obscured, low-res, unfindable horror movie is far too perfect of a mystery to pass up for this episode. So, if you have any knowledge of horror movies, particularly old ones, I'd love to hear your thoughts. And while you're here, please subscribe if you haven't already. It costs you nothing, and it supports me way more than you'd realize. Okay, back to the video, I'll stop preaching. A logo can be seen in the background for the LA-based Executive Limousine Service.
Halloween, man!
Gotta do something for 16 blocks. Halloween!
The party bus has non-standard formatting for a New York license plate. Instead of the normal 3-letter, 4-number layout, this one has a T followed by 6 numbers and a letter C to signify it's part of the Taxi and Limousine Commission. As I mentioned a second ago, this was filmed in LA utilizing a California-based limo service, so someone in the props department must have incredible attention to detail.
Hey.
There's a container of Butter Buds, which is a low-fat dairy concentrate assumedly named by Charles Boyle.
Been looking for you.
Floorgasm just came by and danced me out of the group.
Orgasm has already replaced Gina with this new member, as she's the only one not seen in their last performance. And they are once again choreographed by show regular Nicole Berger.
Just because I missed 8 rehearsals in a row?
You have a bad attitude. That's a bad attitude.
I love that.
Terry wasn't the first to coin this portmanteau, as it appeared half a decade prior in Nathan Smith's The Bible 2.0, and later in Andrew Hussey's Homestuck.
I'm missing rehearsals because I've been going to college at night.
That's great, Gina. I'm so proud of you.
Jake was spot on in Thanksgiving. Terry really is the squad's dad.
I'm just having trouble balancing my studies and my passion for dance.
This chessboard is set up correctly, other than the king and queen switching places.
Plus, you're working full time.
Yeah, that actually doesn't factor into it whatsoever.
Gina is rarely seen actually doing her job. However, she has been known to bother Holt, stick about in the men's bathroom, torment Boyle, steal police badges, go on her phone, sabotage youth outreach programs, harass potential employees, officiate office competitions, potentially sell seized cocaine, harass Terry in increasingly HR non-compliant ways, actively encourage others to avoid work, and incorrectly dispose of documents in the form of paper airplanes.
The world just lost an angel.
Okay, angel might be a bit generous. Some of the stuff I listed was pretty bad.
I'm gonna dance with you tonight.
World, your angel has returned.
Thanks for the ride!
Signage reveals this tow pound is on Navy Street, matching the actual one in Brooklyn. And as Jake stated, it is actually around 16 blocks from the precinct. Given Halloween fell on a Friday and our latest time check puts this in the early evening, it's safe to assume that opening hours are also accurate.
Hi there. I'm Jake Peralta, NYPD. You guys towed my car and I really need a... Oh, my...
Just pay to get it out.
I don't have my ID or my credit cards, but...
Rules are rules.
Okay, aka first Detective Dave Clark and now a reluctant booth operator, this is shaping up to be the most Mike Ehrmantraut themed episode yet, and I am frankly all for it.
Don't shut the window. Just gonna give up on this and head straight
Up here. I didn't know we lived near water.
This contradicts Boyle's mention of the Gowanus Canal, as well as the geography of the filming location. But in their defense, the lot it's actually based on is kind of near some water, so they got like 1 out of 3 points there. These shots were filmed at U-Pick Parts in Sun Valley, which was notorious among tuners and prop masters. In addition to their depth of auto parts, they also served as a filming location for projects ranging from The Hangover to Criminal Minds to an Usher music video. Sadly, this location would close just a year after this episode aired, but they do still provide a similar service, albeit at a different location. The plate on this car gets blacked out between cuts. This is usually done with non-prop licenses for privacy purposes, but if that's the case, then it really should have been blacked out before.
There is a tiny chance I may not win this.
Remember that little Halloween bet that we made? You probably don't even remember, it was so early this morning.
Holt's watch showed it was actually past 10 a.m. when the bet was finalized, which honestly is quite early by Jake's standards.
Annie Hoozle, I ended up contracting tuberculosis of the foot.
This actually exists. In less than 0.01% of all cases, Mycobacterium tuberculosis infects the bones and joints of the foot, resulting in symptoms identical to other conditions such as gout and rheumatoid arthritis. This makes it exceptionally hard to diagnose correctly, so Jake's canon last name might just be House.
Merry Christmas!
Jake is 6 episodes early.
I made a switch, that's a fake.
No, this one's a fake.
As I mentioned earlier, these two models of watch have several distinctive features that Holt of all people would definitely pick up, especially due to its importance within the bets.
Wow. Whoa.
Like France Blueheim plays the flute. Last Halloween.
The squad's costumes are recreated quite faithfully, but some minor details give away this was filmed after season 1. Most glaringly to me was the trim in Holt's office.
I began by creating a word cloud.
The biggest reveals from this word cloud are Holt's ears looking a lot like G's, as well as the party bus and flautist being ridiculously early cornerstones of this plot for revenge. And he's so eager to get back to his explaining, there isn't even a scratch sound to transition out of the cutaway.
But how could you possibly have known I was going to try and steal your watch?
You're 8.
Despite the focus being completely on Holt's watch, it still doesn't make sense. Not only is it set to around 4 p.m., which is 7 hours after when Jake should be arriving, but Holt's exact timings don't match the difference shown.
But you needed a plan.
You can take anything off of anyone.
The look on your face, priceless.
The real question is, how did he see it? Unless he coincidentally walked into the bullpen just as Rosa put fingers in holding, he would likely be in his office with Jake's back facing him.
You commenced your plan, and while you celebrated, McCreary put my watch back in my pocket.
This could have happened off screen, but not after Jake saying game over, as McCreary had already separated from Holt at that point.
Dun, dun.
I can see that you're enjoying this.
Jake's stifled grin here shows he's enjoying it too.
Phase 2. Santiago placed a card in front of your fire hydrant in front of your toad. Next, Charles.
Charles is kidnapped in front of about 24 witnesses and no one intervenes. Not even this hockey player who is also somehow next to Jake seconds later.
2 bears stole your wallet.
No, this wasn't actually shown.
Scully and Scully.
How did Charles tell me to get on the party bus?
This isn't a reused corkboard and was set up specifically to be barely visible in the background of a 5-second cutaway.
Party bus, get on board!
The rented bus does have speakers on board, but from what I could tell, it doesn't have any kind of tannoy system. So where did they play this recording from to make it sound so clear and non-recording like?
The mysterious partier stole your badge on Halloween.
Did they really smash my car?
No, in fact, I had them wash it.
You can't wash a car.
I asked them if they wanted to embarrass you, and they instantly said yes.
That turns me on a little bit.
If that's the case, I don't want to know what Amy winning the Jimmy Jabs did to him.
I started planning next year's heist just this minute.
Then you're only 3 months behind.
You sick son of a bitch.
This is Jake's go-to retort to Holt being devious, as we first saw after the hula hooping incident.
You sick son of a bitch.
Orgasm is just a rudderless dance ship without you.
For some reason, the bartender is wearing Terry's helmet. Terry can't escape Holt and Pepper. Did I just say Holt and Pepper? Terry can't escape Salt and Pepper at this time of year, as his DIY costume last season also referenced the duo. As a little bonus detail, this photo shows some parts of this scene were cut. Usually this means they show up as a deleted scene, but in this case they're mysteriously absent. How fitting and extra spooky. Ooh, lost media. A huge thank you to Certified Sweethearts Anton and Ayumi, as well as Cabby and Slipped and Missed for becoming members. I'd also like to thank SoNextGen and Anata, who joined literally the day this came out. I haven't written an outro, so what are you doing for Halloween? Because it's definitely Halloween right now. It's definitely October. I'll see you in 2 weeks for the mole. For real this time.
Not a doctor.
Holt and Pepper, you say?